Luxembourg on a random trip with my brother. No plans. I doubt my brother knew what country Luxembourg even was until a couple of days ago. Yeah, just walking around. Finished work last night on a Friday. Saturday morning, 6 a.m, flew out here. About an hour from London Stansted. And we fly back tomorrow night, which is a Sunday. So just over 24 hours. Should be enough. It's small enough to kind of explore. I think it hopefully is the perfect short or extra short break, because it's not really a long weekend, because usually when we'll go away for long weekends it's like a Friday to a Sunday, but we're doing Saturday to a Sunday. Yeah, so let's get into it. One thing that Google and people are saying is worth visiting here is the Kasmetsdebok. I probably pronounced that horribly wrong, but it's an underground tunnel network carved into the cliffs. It was used for hundreds of years, by what I understand, for all sorts of reasons, to store ammunition, weapons, to kind of disguise soldiers so they can travel without being seen. And it's a World Heritage Site, which I've never been to one of those, so it'll be quite interesting to go see that. So we're walking back over the bridge we just crossed, and we're going to go see that. It's about a 15-minute walk, and that's what's good about the city as well. It's all walkable, so it just seems perfect for a short getaway, rather than wasting time of going to a huge city where you have to travel across, get all sorts of different trams and whatnot. So yeah, let's go see these tunnels on these cliffs. Apparently it isn't free, but we'll see what we can do just by seeing it from the outside. We've booked to stay in a hotel just outside the city, Hilton, for the one night. I wouldn't be staying in the Hilton for more than one night, so I thought let's treat ourselves. So that check-in time is around 4 p.m. We landed here around 8 a.m, so plenty of time before we head back and settle down for the day. Yeah, I'm just walking up to a balcony. Fine, crisp January morning. Absolutely lovely. Look at that. This is what I absolutely love about Europe, is that you can just fly out an hour away, feel a completely different culture, different food, different language, different fashion, cars, and then you drive for an hour over the border and you get something different again. It's just so, yeah. Every time I take these little trips, I just think I love Europe more and more, despite what people say, and there's problems it's going through at the moment, but yeah, I think there's more good than bad. Look at that bridge. That's a solid bridge. Also, I think it needs to be said, anyone that hasn't got kids or travels without kids, you don't realise how much you take it for granted just travelling. First trip away abroad with my brother, so I mean, yeah, he's 15, he's a kid, but not my daughters. And it was absolutely lovely just getting through security in about 2 minutes, leaving the house within 15 minutes of waking up, not having to stop on the way to the airport. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And just walking around the city now with no plan, not thinking about where to change your nappy. Nah, I'm joking, I would not change it for the world. But this is travelling freedom at its finest, I'd say. Bit of a detox, so no rush, just strolling, looking over these balconies and the valley that one day, hundreds of years ago, medieval men would have stood at the top here with their friends and commanders, and they would have seen raiders walking down there, and they would have shouted and rang the bells, "Raiders!" and they would have marched down these steps with their swords and spears. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Let's carry on. I think the people of Luxembourg must be germ freaks, because look, just wave your hand instead of pressing a button. I think it's a good idea. We're walking to see the tunnels. We're meant to go down that way, but I see stairs over there. It looks like it leads to a square, so let's just change course and see what's up here because it looks promising. Lots of high buildings, townhouse style. Also, it was my brother's first time on a plane on this flight. How did you feel? Good. Good. Yeah, it was that. Well, he flew when he was very young, like almost a baby. But so technically, it's just like first time being conscious on a plane, and he was alright. My mum over panicked a little bit, but he was alright. Put on a brave boy face, didn't he? Okay. Modern, clean. They're my first impressions. It's a bit of a weekend market vibe going on here, where they're just setting up. Got a seafood counter here, plane right behind me. We're very close to the airport. It's only about a 10-minute drive from the airport, the centre of Luxembourg, which is another good reason to come here. Out of the hundreds that I'm about to list in this video. Just stumbled across this building here, which is Palace de... Oh, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, anyways, the royal family resides here, well, the Duke of Luxembourg, because they don't have a king. But anyways, important people. There's a guard stood outside there. You can see him, but I'm not going to zoom in case he shouts at me and points his rifle with a pointy thing at the end of it at me. Yeah, I'm no threat to Luxembourg people, don't worry. But beautiful building. So the way I understand it is officials and important people, diplomats come here when they do their country dealings and whatnot. Very quiet streets, considering this is like the main museum area with the tunnel network that I was on about earlier. So we're very close to about a 4-minute walk. Not much going on. I mean, I know it's most a Saturday, so you'd like to think it's a bit busier. But it's nice, really nice. I'm quite happy actually that it's not overcrowded and we can just kind of explore in peace without the chaos of a city. Also, because there's an upper and a lower Luxembourg, so an upper and lower part. Oh, another car coming. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because there's an upper and a lower part of Luxembourg. Make sure I don't get run over. Right. It means there's a lot of steep inclines and declines, which is good for the legs and good for the body. So yeah, turn your Fitbit on, turn your Apple Watch step counter on when you come here, because you will probably do quite a lot of steps without even knowing it, especially when things are so close to each other. You think, oh, let's walk there, and then walk there, and before you know it, you've done about 20,000 steps. Just look at it, it's so beautiful. So beautiful and well kept. You can just sense that there's richness in this country. This is not the place for the peasants like me. Every time we're trying to get to the place we want to go to, we keep on just deviating and going down side roads because there's too many viewpoints. But look at that. Just found out an interesting fact about the banks of this river that we're looking down on. So in the World War II, one of these buildings, or the previous building here, was a prison for Luxembourg resistant fighters, which were women and men, about 4,000. And they got put here. It was a military hospital, prison and an orphanage. And this is where the Nazis used to put the resistance fighters. And these very cliff tops and balconies where I'm standing right now is where the families of the prisoners used to discreetly come and stand and greet them while they were doing their courtyard duties, when they were out sweeping, whatever they were sweeping, or doing a bit of cleaning, break time, or whatever it was. People used to stand here at the top, family members looking down at their distant friends, family, sons, daughters, while they're held hostage by the Nazis, pretty much. Yeah, really surreal when you're standing somewhere that someone else has stood before you doing a very different thing. I'm here with a camera. They were here with probably tears and anger. I see now, this sign explaining it. That's the prison courtyard. That's the bridge, so it can only be there. So it was somewhere around there where the old prison used to lay. This is what happens when you come unprepared, because this whole tunnel system is, of course, loads and loads of kilometres around the city. So technically, looking at it here, especially some of the openings for the cannons and stuff, but the actual tunnels itself, they're of course hidden out of view, because that was the whole point in them. And every time I've typed in Casa de Bloc into Google, it's taken me to just the road, which is part of the system, but nothing official, if you know what I mean, like an actual touristy entrance. And then found out it's another place in Google, went there, it's not it, so I'm struggling to find where to actually go. I'm just kind of walking around. We'll get there, I think we're nearby. It's just Google's not really playing ball. After walking ages and ages, I think we're finally here. Looks like a promising entrance. Yeah, it must be here. Get your tickets, let's go in. It's a very hidden entrance. That's why we struggled, because there's the top of the bridge and the Google map shows it's here, but you don't see it when you're on a bridge because it's underneath the bridge, and it's just like one slope going down to it, to a dungeon pretty much. And we've got about half an hour wait till it opens. So let's see. There's a little rock mound here, so let me just try climb it to get a view. Oh shit, I almost banged my head on there. Looks picturesque, but I don't want to walk on that grating. Brother's joining me up here. And the museum opens. Oh, not for us. Finally, we've been allowed in. Get your tickets. Wait, we need to go in, excuse me. Hello, can I please get 2 tickets? One for a child and one for an adult, please. We've made it. We're in the tunnels. That cost about, well, it cost 20 euros on a dot for one adult, one child. About 18 quid. A bit steep, but pretty cheap holiday anyway. Paid about £40 return flights to come here anyway, per person. So, and free public transport. Yeah, so it all balances itself out. So here's the vast network. Loads of kilometres of tunnels. I'm guessing around, I think I've read something like 16 kilometres or 17. Not entirely sure. But it started off as a castle on top of a kind of, this rock. And only about a few hundred years later did the Spanish start making it into a proper, war strength point in terms of logistics and fortification. So it has a very deep and long history of what it's become. Currently deep inside the tunnels. Brother's just stood there at a viewing point. This is exactly where you would have been on lookout over the city. It's definitely not pram friendly, so I'm kind of glad I didn't come with the kids, because a lot of steep steps and it's slippery. All my shoes are just not built for what I'm doing. One of the two. Look at this. This is so much more complex than I thought it would be. Look at all these lookouts and cannon holes, and that's amazing. Absolutely incredible. Just to think you used to sit here on guard, making sure no intruders are roaming your land. And then imagine all the stabbings and the fights and the fierce kind of torture that happened in here, dragging people through here with their armour and the sounds it made. Yeah, that is just simply amazing. Imagine being an intruder running down that hill. And a bad boy like this fires up and just knocks you off your feet. Look at that tiny, tiny little hole behind me. That's where they would have peeked through while they were on lookout. And imagine you're on the mountain or the field or whatever. You would never see someone looking at you from here. And that's kind of the whole purpose in this whole network, to be discreet. So, earlier on in the video, we stood up there. That's where I was talking about the Nazi prison, which is pretty much somewhere over there. And now we're stood on the side of the cliff, so this just puts into perspective what the actual cliffs were like. I'm very nearly going to drop my phone. So this is just all these holes coming out the side of this huge cliff face. We have climbed so many of these windy staircases where fighters back in the day would have had probably intruders coming up them, and then all sorts of battles. Imagine falling down these bad boys. Yeah, this is all rock as well, so imagine making this like at the time it was made. No fancy equipment, no pneumatic drills, and heavy kind of trucks to kind of plough through here with all sorts of attachments on them. There was no Monday to Friday kind of knocking off on a Friday at 4 PM kind of vibe. Sorry boss, going home for the weekend. No, you were sat here probably with a hammer or some kind of other heavy thing with 20 other men around you, or however. Jesus Christ, this is crazy. We have done so many of these. We're up now. Those stairs were brutal. Yeah, we just stopped top of the cliff, exited the guided kind of museum, and we're now going to just think about what else to do for the day. Probably go for lunch because it's near midday. So after a little short break, we're now going to head to Palacio de Armes. Probably said it wrong again, but apparently that's the like kind of cultural hub, food hub, chill out spot of Luxembourg. So we're going to just take a 12-minute walk from where we are and just have a little something bite to eat, do a bit of Google reviews, see if there's anything that stands out here. I feel like this could potentially be, and I'll say this everywhere I go, but a proper real hidden gem, because barely touristy, so beautiful, everywhere you lay your eyes upon, picturesque scene, and there's not that many people here in terms of crowds, and all the there's quite a few tourists, like a lot of people taking pictures. You can clearly tell the tourists, but even they're quite humble and not your average kind of, you know, London stick a camera in your face tourist. So yeah, this could potentially be something that's kind of been untapped in terms of exposing its full glory to the outside world, and I love it. I love places like this. That dog has got a coat probably heavier than the size of its body. So I just realised that Plaza de Armes, that's where we walked through earlier on in the video, where we went past that Grand Palace with the guard, but I didn't think much of it at the time because it was just kind of a walk-through place. But yeah, I'm going to have a better look at it this time because I kind of just walked through it last time and see what there is. It looks like there's a bit more, few more stalls about. So let's find something yummy. It smells good. Found a place for lunch, literally just near here. It's called the Grand Cafe, which has 4.6 reviews on Google. Food looks really good, so let's go there. I think the cuisine here is very like kind of German inspired, cured meats and potatoes and all the stuff I like really, because coming from Slovakia we eat similar kind of schnitzel based diets. So let's go there. We bought some food and that exceeded the expectations. Really, really nice food. Brother got a Caesar salad. I got this veal sausages with mash. It was just amazing, really, really good. I mean, it's no shock that prices here are quite expensive. So lunch for 2 people with a small tiny Coke, 62 euros. But yeah, like I said, that's expected. Only thing I'd change about that place is my attire. I mean, you can tell, well, this country is one of the world's richest country, relative to its size, of course. And yeah, that place breathed money, and people were eating very politely and poshly, and I was just there looking like a hobo in my cargo trousers and unshaved beard. We're just going to take a stroll down to somewhere called Grund, which is a district in the lower valley. So it's the lower part of the city, kind of just below where we were earlier, overlooking. It's a quieter place, it's supposed to be at least. About a 20-minute walk, which is really good when you're in a place like this where everywhere is just scenic. Look at those old castle looking entrance thing. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, for a city, this is like a city still in the country. I know it's small, barely any cars like around, and it's lovely. And just, yeah, we need to make public transport free in England, but that would be too difficult, wouldn't it? Just on the way there now, and look at this scenery. Behind me are the cliffs we were at earlier inside, and they're the hideouts that people are currently visiting. So you can just imagine how powerful having something like this in your land was. And it's a very strategic kind of city, so I can understand why it's been disputed quite a few times, because you control the ground, you control the land, I guess. Just can't get enough of that. Look at that. So this is it. This is the Grund district, down in the lower part, and it's completely quiet. Just no one here. Saturday midday, and yeah, no one about. No shops open. I don't know if there's some kind of celebration or national bank holiday or anything like that, but it seems a bit strange. Just nothing's really popping. But I do get the impression that the people of Luxembourg are quite quiet people, so can't imagine a Luxembourg local shouting, whereas somewhere like Italy you do hear a lot of shouting. Half the time they're having a friendly conversation. So, but here, because it's such a calm vibe, the surrounding must reflect onto the people. Just walked through this tunnel, not the old fighting tunnel, but a bit of a modern one. There's plenty of cool art in here. Look, top of a butter packet. It's made out of water, the bottle lids. What else can we see on here? Cork. I mean, Pritt sticks. Very nice. I'm guessing people recycle quite well here, because, I mean, it's very, very clean. Like, even the toilets and everything you go to. Yeah, not like the M11 services in the UK. Yeah. Right, so the tunnel is a lift back up to the upper part of the city, which we're going to take because we're lazy and we've done plenty of steps today. Can you imagine in England if we had a monumental artistic fire somewhere? It'd be a nightmare. Imagine the paperwork and the sign-off it would need, and also the people that would end up getting burned and hospitalised because of it. I wonder what the stat is of Luxembourg. How many people have fallen victim to burns of the fire, the monumental fire here in Luxembourg? I don't actually know what fire that is or what that symbolises, but yeah. I've just come to the realisation, oh, that looks quite cool in my sunglasses. I don't think that's meant to be like that. I feel like someone's just put paper, cigarette rizzlers and all sorts of stuff in there. Oh, well, even the people that litter in this country make it cool. Because look, you could litter and just leave it there, or you can litter and make a very nice fire. So, I mean, we've got polite litterers here. I'm joking, I don't condone that, don't do that. So we're just down at the bus station now. Gonna head back to the hotel, have a little chill out. We've done plenty of walking today. Been up since 3 AM. So time for pool, jacuzzi, and a bit of relax. Waiting for the number 4 bus, which goes to Parque de Europa, which is where the Hilton is. So if you're staying at the Hilton, you want to get the number 4 from Luxembourg. I still find it crazy you can just walk on a bus without paying. I don't think I'm going to get bored of that. Amazing. After our 25-minute journey or so through the city, we're at the hotel now. There it is behind us. It's in quite a residential part of town, so not much here in terms of shopping experiences and restaurants, but there's plenty, to be honest, but it's just, you know, not a city feel. The building actually looks a little bit like a post or an ex-Soviet kind of tower block. So I wouldn't think it's a Hilton looking out from the outside, but it is, and I'm sure it is because I've seen the pictures of the inside. So let's have a quick look, and hopefully we can check in early because we are about an hour and a half early. So I'm going to ask them extra nice, can we please check in? And hopefully not have to pay anything extra. Hello, hello. We're a little bit early. I was wondering, is it possible to check in a little bit early? And how much it would be?
We will check if you have a room ready for you, right?
Okay.
You need to pay your passport and ID card.
Passport, okay. 1 second.
These are your welcome cookies.
Oh, you are a lovely man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Got some cookies. Possibly. Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it.
After the corner on the left side.
Okay, thank
We have
you.
a reception open 24 hours.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day. Right. Very lucky. Shout out Hilton, Luxembourg. Free check-in, early check-in, and also warm cookies straight from the kitchen. Absolutely splendid. Here's the room, bathroom, TV, and 2 lovely double beds, or single beds, my bad. Let's see what view they've offered us here. Ooh, nice foresty nature. Love it. Absolutely love it. This room cost about £80 for the night, so not bad for a Hilton. Yeah, not that bad. Oh, we're getting a knock on the door. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, bonjour. Oh, thank you very much. So keep on given gifts. Cookies, chocolate. Wow. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. Yes. Oh, Thomas, take that. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day. Wow. Wow. What does £80 a night get you? Cookies, chocolate, waters, and also custom Hilton goodies. Very proud of their service. I think that's the last time he'll travel with me. He's used to playing Xbox till 2 AM and waking up at 2 PM. Welcome to Eric's military travel. Right, we've chilled out. We've gone downstairs to go in the pool area. Sat by the pool for a couple of hours. Tried to give my brother some swimming lessons from someone that doesn't know how to swim properly themselves. No, but I tried to build confidence, put it that way. Not swimming. But yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do today. It's already like 7 o'clock, so just going to shower, go down, find some food. Maybe not at the hotel, maybe just in a little village 20 minutes away from here, walk. And I think that's all we're going to do today, nothing else. And then wake up tomorrow and play it by the ear. It's been quite a good day. It's quite nuts to think that I was still sat in England at 6 o'clock this morning and done this whole day in Luxembourg that's just been so filled with stuff to see. And honestly, I feel like of course there's more that I'd like to see if I stayed here longer, but I don't feel like any FOMO, if you know what I mean. So I think this a sweet place to go if you're just going for a day, and you can make it cheap. I mean, it's also can be expensive, but it's, yeah, do it within your means, I guess. Yeah, I'll film tomorrow and see what else happens. Good morning. It's home time. Time to say goodbye to the Soviet Hilton behind me, and head into town. Our flight's around 4 p.m, so we're gonna just go back into town and see the Notre Dame Cathedral, because that's been on the to-do list to see. And then I'm just gonna head to the airport after that, take it slow. Went for a meal last night, just about 20-minute walk from the hotel. A good 20-minute walk. It was uphill and downhill, brutal. I made an absolute tit of myself at the restaurant, because finished all our food. Food was amazing, like top of the notch food. But we ordered dessert, a pineapple, grilled pineapple, and it took about 40 minutes to come. So I'm there patiently waiting for about half an hour. I'm like, when's the pineapple coming? And he's like, 5 more minutes. And then I say to him, okay, that's fine. Now wait 5 minutes, it's not there. So it comes around 8 or 10 minutes later. Anyways, before we leave, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm not saying anything. Before we leave, I'm like, just do a feedback, mate. 40 minutes for grilled pineapple, literally for grilled pineapple. And he starts explaining to me, saying, yeah, it's normal. And I'm just there thinking, really? I'm not that educated on how long it takes to make a grilled pineapple. So I'm there kind of like arguing a little bit, because I also paid about 100 euros for that meal, which is quite a lot. I mean, to the Luxembourgish people, where they earn 80k a year average, and the 3-bedroom house costs 1.2 million euros, then it's no big deal. But to a peasant like me, it is. So, yeah, I lost about 1,000 euro, because I googled it, and it does take about 30 minutes to make a grilled pineapple. So yeah, I mean, I felt a bit awkward. I'm a tit. But yeah, you live and you learn, and I'm not scared to admit my mistakes. And I took that on the chin. I didn't. I went home and cried. So yeah, let's go get the bus. Still find it amazing that they're free. Yeah, it's amazing. Let's just walk on, enjoy the tax-paid buses. We're just trying to enter the Notre Dame Cathedral. Here it is in its full glory. And as soon as we enter, he's put a sign up that says "Entry fermé," or whatever that means. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it means no entry, because it's got a big red sign. That's gutting, because each people walked out of it like 5 minutes before, and he's just only gone and put that sign up. Look how beautiful it looks. Apparently one of the spires, the west spire, don't know where that is right now, is still the original one from the Jesuits when they built it in 1613, I think, so about 400 years ago. Incredible building. We went around the other entrance. There's another sign saying no entry, because it's a Sunday as well, so they're holding a Sunday service. So it's only for prayer. But I quickly snuck in. I respectfully just snuck in just to get a quick look, because I was like, I am not going in there today. So I didn't have time to get pictures or videos or anything, because it was just a more for my own eyes kind of thing, just so I can say I've seen it and have a look at its beauty. Amazing, just these big pillars and detail of the glass and the ceilings. Oh, it's just amazing. I mean, there's a picture, I'll put a picture here somewhere if I bother, of what the inside looked like. But yeah, not enough time for filming. I'm back on this square today. Nothing here. Dead. Quiet. So that tower there, that's currently ringing the bells. That's the original one. The other ones they've added on as time progressed. But yes, the bell tower, and it's making a lovely sound. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm not religious or anything, but you can get behind kind of the history and the momentum and the feelings these kind of buildings bring to a place. So we're kind of tinkering, not knowing what to do. Well, there's plenty to do, we just kind of don't know what to pick. Flight, we have to be at the airport around 2 p.m, so we've got a couple hours to kill. Can't really go in the church, well, the cathedral. Well, I explained that a minute ago. So I think we're just going to go to the National Art and History Museum, just down the road from this Monoprix supermarket. And yeah, apparently some quite cool pieces there. It got kind of established in the mid 19th century when archaeologists, local ones, started putting their collections in there and making a thing out of it. So it's fairly new in the grand scheme of things. But apparently there's some prehistoric pieces there from the Roman times, mosaics and all sorts. So let's go have a look, see what there is on show, because I don't really know much about history in terms of dates and stuff, but I like what I see, if that makes sense. I like history without being too nerdy. Here it is behind me. So let's go take a look. No one here outside, so might have a whole museum to ourselves, which is nice. I don't know how much admission costs. I hope it's not expensive like the rest of this country, but yeah, let's go have a look. Oh, look, we can look for free. There's pieces of art there we don't have to pay. Let's go have a look. Hello. Can I get 2 tickets, please? Thank you. €7 for a ticket, so quite cheap. Hello, sir. Yeah, tickets. For one adult. He didn't give me one for him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to cut that short because pretty much there's a lovely guy talking to me, and he was saying that where we come from and all that kind of stuff. And he was saying, what do we think of the public transport? And I said, yeah, it's amazing, and all sorts of like that. And then we got turned around and went here because like you need to put your backpacks in the locker, which makes sense. And I did try to put my backpack in a locker, but I don't have a euro. So I said to them, well, do you want me to nick stuff, or do you want me to put things in a locker? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say, do you want me to nick stuff? But I didn't have a euro, so they had no choice but to give me a euro so I can get a locker for my backpack, so I don't start putting things in my backpack here and leave with the treasures. They're probably a bit traumatised from what happened in Paris a few months ago. So, no wonder. And especially me and my brother, we look so suspicious. It's quite big in here, so there's like 10 floors you can go on in total. So it goes down -5 and then +5. 2 of them are closed at the moment, and it's all like in the rock. I think the museum's literally done inside of the cliff or rock formation that's here. So very cool. Bottom floor, which we are now -5, is prehistory. So let's go see what there is. I won't bore everyone with every little thing I see, but just an idea so you can see what there is. Oh, looks like a tooth. The only annoying thing is, for me, not for the museum of course, because I'm the one in another country, is that there's all the signs on the stuff like in the museum and like what you see there, and then the signs on the actual explanation of what the things are all in French. There's no English kind of section for it, which is no problem, because why should they? And usually I just use my phone just to do Google Translate of the stuff, but because we're so far below ground level, I've got no signal, so I can't do it. So, I mean, I'd just love to know what these things mean, but I don't. Like, what is that? Maybe someone else can explain. I am pleased to announce that they do have internet down here, free of charge. So these guys aren't stupid. They've thought of people like me that will need the translations. So I connect to the internet, and now I can roam around and look and know for a fact that's a woolly mammoth's shin or hip bone or whatever that is. So carry on exploring. This is like a museum that I think is great because I think we're the only ones in here. So I love it. Something about museums where you go in there and you look at something like this sword behind me, and you know some warrior has fought with that in his hand or died by it, and I'm just here looking at it, and that was maybe 1,000+ years ago. It's just some kind of surreal feeling around it. And also what I like about this museum is we're the only ones here, and it's big, so you won't have the pieces in here where are the most famous ones in the world, because then that means it'll be crowded. So the big museums you have around Europe, it's crowded, and here, yeah, you don't have the most iconic, talked about spectacles to look at, but they're still things that were relevant in those times. So you're getting the same kind of sense of what history was back then, looking at some quite interesting things, but just, not the noise and not the crowds. All of this is from the 1st century AD. And look, these are like iron tent pegs the Romans used to use. Crazy. That knife. You forget how, they didn't have Facebook and Instagram, but you forget how advanced, like over 2,000 years ago, some people actually were. Because some of the stuff around here is like 2,000 years old, and it's quite, they had like toiletry kits and all sorts of shit, so yeah, not as stick and stone as we thought they were. Just finishing the museum, and what an experience. Just amazing. You can easily kill 2 hours there, 3 hours if you're a nerd. So much to see, so many floors to go, and it starts from the bottom, so the older stuff is at the bottom floor, and the newer stuff, paintings from the 16th century, Jesus, got a stutter, are up top. Beautiful paintings, so much nice things to see, and I think it's well worth the time and the money. It looks modern from the outside, but it's very intricate and historic on the inside. So and the guy there, the guy that greets you when you arrive, had about a 20-minute conversation with him just about Luxembourg. Ever so nice. He's actually born and bred here, and he said about 40% of the nationals here are only original Luxembourgish residents, so born and bred, and the rest are foreign nationals residing here. So it's a dying breed in a way, where there's more kind of expats and people coming in here to commute to work every day from Germany, France and Belgium every day to work. And he says salaries here are very high, and they're quite happy in terms of the quality of life they get back for it. And he was just all around quite pleasantly expressing himself about the country he lives in. So I think they're doing something right here. Whatever it is they're doing it right, because it just goes to show, just by a short stroll through the streets. I mean, they got poo bags on poles. Imagine that in England, if you put poo bags for dogs on the poles for the public to access. They'd get robbed within 20 minutes. But maybe we just need to give it a go. Yeah, I'm very happy we've done this trip, and we're going to head back to the airport now. Good 24 hours spent, and I'll do it again. Might come with my partner one day. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.